Hey, everybody. Well, the latest is out just a few minutes ago. Email to Zenny62 Media. The newest report on what's called the homeless count for Alameda County was just released. And this point in time account of the number of homeless people in Alameda County, broken down by city, reveals that the city of Oakland realized a 9.6% increase, almost 10%. Again, a 9.6% increase in the number of people who are unhoused in Oakland. 9.6%. Over the same period, the county of Alameda realized a 3% decrease. So what can we infer from this? Very simply that Oakland has done a terrible job of making sure that during the pandemic and post-pandemic, people who needed housing were getting housing. Oakland did a good job of making sure that people who couldn't afford their housing didn't keep it. That's what this says. It says that in Oakland, if you're close to being homeless, there is a 9.6% chance you're going to get there. It says that if you're in Alameda County, there's a 3% chance, if you are having a problem paying your bills, that you're not going to be homeless. Because chances are in Alameda County, you're going to find housing. Someone's going to get assistance for you. You're going to get help. But that's not true in Oakland. And that's alarming. That should give everybody pause that Oakland would brag about its progressive leanings and its care for those who don't have anything. And yet at the same time, we realize that all of this hot air has led to absolutely nothing. Because that's all it is, hot air. We have not achieved any progress at all in Oakland in reducing our homeless population. That is a near 10% increase. Okay, let's just call it 10%. Let's just round it to the nearest and call it for what it is. You can't say it's 9% because it's at 9.6, so we have to go up. The rounding leads us to 10%. That's horrible. 1 out of every 10 people in Oakland is homeless. 1 out of every 10 people in Oakland now. Well, you can't say that, sorry, but not from that because the percentage, but I'm saying I got a little carried away, sorry. You can say that in Oakland, we have a homeless population that's 10% greater than it was 2 years ago. That's what you can say. You can say we haven't progressed, whereas Alameda County has. And we have to ask the question why. And then think about it from this perspective too, this other perspective. Do you realize that Oakland Mayor Shang Tao, on the same, 6 months that she got in as mayor, starting in 2023, was asking for a substantial raise that could very well have gone, if she had eschewed it, to the saving of a couple of homes in Oakland. But instead, she made it all about her. She tried to get, remember, she tried to get a $75,000 raise within 6 months of office. So those of you still fretting over the fact that she was recalled, stop. All right? Those of you who are concerned that we didn't maintain a just cause eviction ordinance, or put a moratorium on it, you're right. We made a mistake in taking our foot off the gas. We should have ignored literally the country and said, you know what, we have unique issues here. We are going to maintain this eviction moratorium until we have a demonstrable reduction in the number of homeless in Oakland. We don't have that. We do not have a demonstrable reduction in the number of homeless people in Oakland. We have an increase. That should give everyone a moment to pause and ask, what are we doing? Okay, we got the recall. What next? That's why I keep saying, if we use tax increment financing, we would have had more than enough money to help landlords maintain their places, keep their folks in them, and not pit landlord versus tenant. Instead, we were keen to pit landlord versus tenant. And look where it's got us. No place good. Landlords of businesses too, they suffered during the pandemic. They got some assistance, but they didn't get all. And so what happened? They turned on their very people they need for sustenance, tenants. Not good. And then all this happens amid the backdrop of crime. While people say, well, hey, our homicides have dropped down and all that stuff, guess what, folks? We still had a lot of robberies. We still had record number of carjackings. We still have people walking the streets in fear. We still have restaurants closing, hotels gone, like the Hilton. All of those actions happened during this 2022 to 2024 period. Do you realize that? Where we witnessed what could be called the great collapse of Oakland. That's what we have witnessed. And some of you who work for the city, some of you have been responsible for allowing it to happen, particularly among our elected officials, including hiring people to have management positions in Oakland that have no ties to Oakland. They have no institutional memory about how we did things with redevelopment. So this is no time for patting oneself on the back or anybody else. Forget it. We're in crisis, folks. If you need another reminder that we are, I just gave you one. This is absolutely ridiculously sad. It really is. That's why we need right now to establish tax increment financing as a tool to subsidize development, to then provide a pass-through to our general fund for the city of Oakland so that they can get out of deficit. And so we can smartly begin to rebuild this city. We're not doing anything. Showing promise by, okay, causing a little political chaos in terms of recall, I get it. But now is the time we need to move forward. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, please, and share.